What up? So it is time to sink the structure, guys. We're gonna sink all the structure here behind me. Got to get all that stuff sunk. The problem is we got to drive it all the way down to Hartwell. It's about an hour drive to get down to where my grandparents live. And then the other issue is, bum bum bum, gotta do a scrap run. Gotta get the scrap out the scrap trailer so we can load the trees and stuff in here and you just gotta haul it. Once we get down there, we're gonna sink all this stuff. I'm gonna show you guys the pinpointed spots. I don't have a depth finder. The only good thing is I've been fishing the area. We're gonna sink these things for about 15 years now, so kinda know what it's like around there. So we shouldn't have any issues there, and I know that it's really bad fishing. That's one of the reasons why I'm doing this. So we're gonna get this done out there. I'm gonna show you guys specific spots that I put them. I mean, mainly just the biggest point I can give you before we even get there is ledges. I mean, ledges, offshore points, anywhere that held fish before, you add this stuff to it, you got that much more fish wanting to hang out there. Or at least having a better place to hang out while they're doing their thing. So we're just gonna, I'm gonna put this one on a little bit of the ledge, also because it's a cove that has kind of boater traffic, and which is another thing you guys need to keep in mind. You obviously don't want boaters getting all caught up or messing their props up on stuff that you've dropped out there. So always keep that in mind. You need to put it in spots where it's gonna be out of the way of your average boater community traffic, especially when you're doing it in a lake like Hartwell that is just butt chuck full of other people coming to visit it. So we're gonna get out there and we're gonna get this done. Okay, so we are at the lake. We've got all the stuff down here. Wasn't easy, man. Let me tell you what, we had to get up that whole big old hill up there. Big hill, had to come our way all the way down here, work them in the little cart. Whew, was a pain. But we got it down here. Now we just gotta get them, loaded up on the boat. Get it loaded up on the boat, then we're gonna sink these things. And doing it on the boat, I actually will have a depth finder. I know I said I wasn't gonna have one in the beginning, but I actually will have a depth finder using the boat so we can kind of pinpoint exactly how we're dropping these things. But I will kind of just head out here and show you guys a little bit of what we're gonna be doing. So, what we're gonna be doing is, because as you can see, I'm walking out on my grandparents' dock. What we're gonna do is we're gonna want to sink, flip you guys around. We're gonna want to sink them right about over here. We're gonna sink them a little bit over there, right about on the creek edge over there, just enough so that they're out of the way of the traffic driving through, but we can still kind of cast to them from standing here on the dock. And then the other thing is these are going to be more crappy things. They're going to be like the vertical, horizontal brush and horizontal structure is more what attracts bass than vertical. But bass are a very predatory fish. They eat any bait fish around, and the horizontal structure will attract bait fish, or I mean the vertical, sorry about that guys. The vertical structure will attract bait fish just as much as the horizontal structure. So they're gonna come in there, they're gonna be eating. They're just not gonna most likely be sticking around as much as they would if it was, say, horizontal structure. They would be sticking around a little more than they will with it being vertical. And then the next spot is we're gonna go out there, and then there's a pole in my way. I'm leaning around a ladder. All right, and then we're gonna head out here, and we're gonna go right about there. We'll go right about there, and we're gonna sink the artificial structure, and that will be on the offshore point that's out there. Basically, we'll sink this stuff. And this stuff, I'm wanting this stuff to be fairly deep. I'm gonna probably drop this in what's in 20 foot of water now, And as you guys can tell by looking over here and even looking down this bank, the water's pretty low. It's still kindish high, but really low, really low. I mean, it's been higher, it will sit higher, but this is low, still really low. Fish bubbles, still really low. So putting it in about 20 foot of water now, told I saw a fish. Putting it in 20 foot of water now will keep it definitely sitting nice and deep before. So now that I say that, I may actually want to set it in a little bit less. I may set it in 16. I might set it in about 16 foot of water on that offshore point. Now that I say that, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna set it in 16 foot on the offshore point. So let's get out here, let's get these guys loaded, and we will show you that when that is done. Alright, so now what we're going to do is we're going to kind of just slowly sink in, slowly drift into here. Because I really want them to be just right about here. We're going to have them go just right about there for us. So we're just going to let ourselves kind of get in here with the current a little bit. Because we want to be deep enough. The whole thing is you want to be deep enough where they're gonna pretty much be in the water all year round. Like even when the water goes really low, they're gonna still be in the water, and you're gonna always be in at least 6 foot of water. So I mean, once again, so we've got about 6 foot tall Christmas trees, so you want them to where wherever you drop them, they don't come up. You don't want to be able to really see them, or at least just barely be able to see the top, the tippity tops, and then that'll be a more productive area for you if you do it like that. All right, gonna get my gloves so we can kind of hold these things. All right, let's get back this way. All right. All right, I got the tree.
Have a tree?
Yep, step back so you can kind of film. Like, all right. Alright, then what we can do, is not sinking straight down like we want. That's how you put that thing in reverse on.
Reverse?
There we go. Let's get this one. Damn,
He didn't touch the bottom, bro.
touch the bottom.
Not enough weight, too much weight on the top.
Damn. You'd have thought it'd sink. Everybody else just used a straight cinder block, and theirs went right down like a log. That one went right down like it's supposed to. So yeah, guys, we're having a slight technical difficulty in the fact that our big Christmas tree won't sink. We got both of them sink real nice out here. Not exactly where we wanted them, but still both boop booped, plopped out real nice. So we've got some structure points out here at the house like we wanted. I may end up sinking one of the 5-gallon buckets over here too, just to increase our juice spot. But yeah, it's not all great plans go. Not all great plans go as they're supposed to, I guess is the best way to put that. So we're gonna regroup. We will get with you guys here in a second. Like I said, we're just gonna load up the artificials and then get the other Christmas tree redone. All right, take 2. We've got 2 of the 3 Christmas trees sunk. We now have the structure, the artificial structure on here and a rope that Tony's holding. And we're gonna, our basic idea now to get the bushy tree that's floating over here on the bank, we gotta go get it. The bushy tree sunk is we are going to tie it to one of the artificial guys. And because they've got 40 pounds of concrete in them. If that doesn't take that Christmas tree down with it, with the cinder block as well, we got problems.
That tree isn't chosen.
We got problems. So we're about to head out there to the Christmas tree and we're gonna get this done. All right, Tony, now let me get us to the spot. And now all you should have to do is chuck the bucket over.
If this don't work, I don't know. I just don't know.
All right, so we're seeing it. We're gonna head right over there to that dark spot. I know you guys can't see that, but we can. And
I
that's
really want to know what that little lonesome thing is.
I know. He's gone, dude. He dropped in a good 10 foot of water, man. He is gone. He went right down like he was supposed to. Man, he went right down like he was supposed to.
Uh-huh. Now I went down after we got this separated from this big freaking floater. That's right there is the tree right there.
All right, guys, here he goes.
Just drop it in.
Wait till I get a little bit closer. Like, wait till we're like right on it. Like, you see it?
It's right there.
Okay.
Let me know when you think I should. Right here's on right above it.
All right, now then go.
Right now?
Yep. Oh, shit.
You got it!
Yeah!
Yay! Success! Now it's time to take it. Now it's time to take out this other one. He's right there, guys. Y'all can see a big old shadow. He's right there. That's one.
You guy went right down with it too.
Yeah, he went straight down. You can't even see the PVC pipes that
I can
much.
see a little bit of the orange of him.
Yeah, but you can't
Where's the
barely.
other? Is it right there?
It's huge. We dropped it right on top of him, man.
Sweet.
Right on top of
Sweet,
it.
sweet, sweet. It might have been good to have a little bit next to it, but
Yeah.
that's still nice.
I tried to put it next to it, but then I almost fell.
I was trying not to get, when you were like, I'm right over it, I was like, crap, let me slow down some. All right, so there we go. There's our one spot, guys. We've got our one fish attracted spot now. Now we've just got to go get our other one. And as like we said, this is the main travel fair, so we're out of the way of the boats, but we're still, I mean, this is close to the lowest the Hartwell gets, and we're still in, I mean, we're still about 2 foot away from the top.
Yeah,
so
we're still in depth for
that's
it.
good water. That'll be a good fish attractant. Hopefully in another week or two. It's a little ambitious. Maybe by the next month or two, we can hopefully be catching some black crappie off that side.
Oh yeah, definitely. All righty.
All right, now one thing to remember, guys. One thing always to remember, when you sink your structure, you want to be able to give yourself a good landmark. So as you can see, we've got our structure right here. We've got our structure right here. Right in front of us is the only tree really on this bank, and it's the first big rock. And the reason I want to say the first big rock is because the tree could one day go, but the chances of these rocks disappearing is very slim. And even when the water is at the highest it goes, you can still see these rocks. It's actually just lapping on these rocks. So we'll just remember that if we cast straight in front of this first big rock, at some point we will be going past this thing. At some point we'll be going nearish / right over
Yeah,
past
because the
our
big
structure.
shadow thing is right
Yep,
there.
the big shadow is right there. So that is always remember, you want to try and leave yourself a visual note of where you dropped your structure. All right, now this one, once again, we want that visual aid. So we're gonna drop this one like, I'm actually, now that I say that, I'm gonna change how I'm coming at it. I'm gonna come at it straight at it. That way when we drop it, we can know we just have to look straight at it. I'm gonna drop it on that one. Let's drop it on that second. No, I want to drop it on this one because this one's right off the main channel. That one's a little set back from the main channel. This one's directly off the main channel. So we'll hit this one directly off the main channel, and then that way we can hopefully it'll work better for us.
Hopefully.
But yeah, we're gonna head directly at this point so that for ourselves, visually wise, we'll remember about where it's at next time. Alrighty. Yep.
Let's go under the boat.
And there it went. All right. So now we just have to blow the mess off of the dock, or the boat, because we've made a mess of the boat. So we'll get the little blower, we'll blow the mess off the boat. But as you guys can see, that was a great example of sinking structure in that it doesn't always work like you planned. We still got that big one sunk. We got it sank right on top of our other one. So we still made a beautiful little spot. I would have really liked to have double dropped these two buckets right next to each other. I've made a really fancy spot. But at the end of the day, that guy's there. We'll know about where this guy is, to where if we want to come back, we can make some more later. Like I told you guys in the first video, which we'll link in this one, I made both of those for $30. So the only thing I didn't buy was the concrete, which would have been another $5. So at the end of the day, I made them for like pretty much 20 bucks a piece. I've seen a lot of different ways of doing it. The average is about 20 bucks a piece. That's not that bad if you want to make a bunch of them out. I mean, you could spend 100 bucks, make you about 4 of them. And I mean, 4 of them chunked right next to each other would be a really nice attractor. Or you could do 2 next to each other, hit a different spot, do 2 next to each other. My advice is never do just one, because you have to remember, guys, you don't own the water. We all want to get discouraged. We all want to get mad about things when someone, like, I mean, me and Tony just put a lot of hours, a lot of work into doing this. And I mean, I'm gonna get a little upset if all of a sudden I come out here and I see a guy fishing around this spot and sitting on this spot. Obviously he's on my attractor and he's fishing my attractor, and it would be annoying, but at the end of the day, I don't own it. Once I drop it out here, it's not longer my property. It's a honey hole for everybody to try and find. So make yourself a couple, because there's no way you're gonna come out to your lake and every single one of them is gonna have somebody on them. So make yourself a couple to go to, then that way when you do come out, if somebody is fishing your spot, you can always go to one of your other spots. At the end of the day, we'll probably another week or 2 if we can get the money, because I really want to set us up some spots to be able to come out here on the little P-row and come out on the P-row and the trolling motor and everything, and be able to have a couple good spots to hit other than the docks. Hartwell, if anybody's fished Hartwell, you know it's a very structureless lake, but the most you're hitting is rocks, stumps, and docks. It goes so up and down. The tree line, for the most part, so far away from the water usually is that you don't have a lot of laydowns. You just don't have a lot of laydowns to fish. You'll have some, but very few. And every day, Hartwell becomes more and more developed, making it that much more where there's less. As much as they have the core and everything, you're allowed to pick up stuff that falls down. So people aren't gonna leave laydown. Most people don't leave laydowns right at their docks. So I'm trying to make a bunch of multiple spots to be able to come out here and fish. So I will be making more. I'll probably make a couple more videos of me dropping them out here. I won't make any more videos of me making them. Like I said, I'll just, every time I make new ones or make a video of me dropping a spot, I'll just link my original make video, because it was pretty descriptive and they're really easy to make. Another thing you can do is you can always, like I was talking about with my grandfather with that cut top, you can always take trees, sink trees, and go with that. You can just tie some stumps or tie some cinder blocks to them. I saw a video where a guy, to make it even cheaper for himself, he took a sandbag, filled it with rocks from the bank, and sank the sandbag. I mean, at the end of the day, he had maybe $4, $5 into his brush pile, because he just had to buy the rope and the sandbag, which was like 50 cents. So there are always cheaper, even cheaper ways to make yourself natural ones. Me, preferably, I'd go natural, because you get the biodegrading thing like I was talking about, where you get the wood biodegrading, which attracts the bugs, which attracts that much more bait fish, which is then going to in turn attract that much more sport fish. So if you can go with a real one, I would suggest go with some kind of real structure, some kind of wood. But obviously we don't all always have time to go cut down trees and cut down all kinds of, or have Christmas trees available to us, so on and so forth. So you can make yourself some artificial ones to keep yourself moving and going and setting yourself up some spots to catch some fish. So hopefully you guys have learned good from this video, you'll like this video, and you go out and catch yourself some fish. So remember guys, life's all about the story. Keep fishing.